Whenever you're ready.
Oh my God.
Jessica! I've never been called a fox!
Dana.
That's a classy name for a Harry.
I like it classic.
Okay.
Do you?
Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast.
Sure.
Out with the bad and in with the good, motherfuckers.
That's right.
Jessica!
Dana!
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thank you. Welcome to the Rants and Raves podcast. I am Dana Powell.
I'm Jessica Young.
And
We are here to rant and rave mid-afternoon like two ladies who don't drink tea.
Wow. Mid-afternoon. Meanwhile, we've been preparing for this episode for 12 hours and the sun is going down. It is now almost 3:30 in the afternoon.
Oh my God.
The original plan was you come at 10:30. Then I was like, I'm so tired I can't.
And I literally woke up 2 hours after she sent me the message because I didn't hear my alarm. Apparently, I shut it off at 8:30. Yeah. Woke up at 10:18. Was supposed to be here at 10:30.
And then we talked for 7 hours. And then you took an hour and a half to dun, 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 unpack your new headphones.
I really did.
The first thing I did when Jessica put on her new headphones, because, you know, she used those 99-cent store.
Don't worry, they're still here with me for backup and
please.
security.
Don't worry. So the first thing I did was go, because now she can hear it.
I mean, loud and clear, like
It's
Templeton
awful.
from Charlotte's Web is in the house.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, I try to cut all that out for our listeners. But I can tell you exactly which way saliva goes in your mouth when you talk.
Oh my God. Listen, Dana, I still have those wannabe Sony Walkman headphones in my bag right next to me. I think they might be my podcast whoopee. Like, I'm going to have to never get rid of those.
What? Oh, they're terrible.
I'm going to have to hold them or like have a finger on them at all times just to know that they're there.
Broken?
Well, I don't. I'm not going to ever check them in my baggage like I did with the best hair straightener I ever got that couldn't be replaced.
No.
Those headphones cannot be replaced.
Oh, they can. They should be. I'm glad they are.
I'm so mad that I didn't get like 5 pair when I was getting them.
They're terrible,
They're
Jessica.
great and they're so comfortable.
No, they're worse
and light.
than what they give you on a plane.
I look like Ernie from Sesame Street right now. Like when he tries to put on headphones, I have an actual like
What
drawing
are you
of
talking about? Nobody is like, oh yeah, everybody remembers Bert wearing headphones all the time. That's not our go-to image.
I really feel like an alien right now.
Well, you look great.
Thank
You look
you.
professional.
A shout out to Alan, my husband. Honey, yes, I'm finally wearing those headphones that you went out of your way to get me for my birthday. The
Months
professional headphones, yes.
Okay, I just want to tell you that kind of behavior is why I don't buy Dan Tipton presents anymore. So you better
Really?
shape up or ship out, lady.
He's already gotten really angry because of like a little mini Polaroid cube weird thing that I asked for one year that I never used.
Why haven't you used it?
Because I couldn't figure out how.
Jessica, a 4-year-old can teach you on
I-
YouTube.
Oh, God.
The children teach us everything on
It's
YouTube.
true. It's true.
That's how I learned how to make a podcast. Some child on YouTube showed me how to hook up all my equipment.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Now, quick aside.
Okay.
Is it my new headphones or do I hear something in the background? Almost like if you put your ear to a shell.
No, you hear it. So that is probably my refrigerator. It could be the air conditioner. Those are all the things that I work very hard to pull out every week, Jessica, that you had no idea.
Maybe I should go back to my land of denial and enchantment and wear my cheap headphones.
Because I want you to hear when you bang on the table and I have to cut it out. I want you to hear when you go, and again.
I could have worked at SeaWorld. Voiceovers for animals. Oh my God.
I was listening to last week's episode when you said that woman said somebody sounded like a beluga whale and it made me laugh. What is that? Oh gosh, I thought somebody was texting me, but you guys, it's Aloe Bud reminding me, breathe, it'll be okay.
All right.
I like it, my new Aloe Bud. It's good. It's
Ready
good.
for you to take a cleansing breath before you even get
I know,
into
it's ahead of the
anything.
game. So first of all, should we talk about how people can get in contact with us?
Yes.
We want you guys to get in contact with us, and I know you get sick of hearing us say it, but it really does make a difference for organic growth. I know I just sound like the Charlie Brown teacher. But honestly, most of all, we just love interacting with you guys. Like, people send us messages. We talk to people on our Instagram feed and through Facebook. So if
First thing this morning, we actually had 3 messages roll in.
And I'm going to read them today.
Same thing. Yes, and I love it.
So if you guys want to, be our friends, send us communications.
Yeah.
You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at the Rants and Raves Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Raves_the. Our website is therantsandravespodcast.com, or you can straight up email us at therantsandravespodcast@gmail.com. Send us things you like. Send us things you don't. Send us pictures of cats. I always enjoy that.
Like that weird Maine Coon that we discussed earlier.
With the human face? It's not weird. It's gorgeous. What's wrong with you?
It is a little bit unnerving.
One of our favorite listeners, Ram Duke, he's been sending me some cat photos that I seriously, like, every time I respond back to him, I love it. I want this cat. Heart cat faces emoji. So you can be friends with us like that.
Exactly.
And send us all your good news stories, all of it. Jessica.
Yeah.
How was your week?
It was really fun.
Yeah?
It was a very busy week.
That's interesting. I did not see you at all.
I know.
So it was really fun.
It was fun until I got a little sicky, finally.
Oh, no. Because you push yourself too hard.
No, it was kind of a wild week. And again, I've survived 3 rounds of the plague that has gone through my office at various times of the year. And I think it kind of caught me a little, not all the way. I'm fighting it hard and strong.
Never going to take you down. Yeah.
But I got to do one of my most favorite things of the year. Now, this is my 3rd year doing this, and it is such a blast. I got to be a judge for the Improv Cup at Spectacles
fun.
Improv Engine in Orange County. Yeah.
Awesome.
It is so hilarious, so delightful. Okay, first of all, it's for a charity, which I'm going to get to. All the money that they raise from this competition every year is sent to a charity called the Painted Turtle.
Don't talk about it yet.
I'm not going to.
It's a surprise.
And I love it because, people are always like, oh, your improv thing. There's not really a competition. I mean, there is different types of improv, right? There's short form improv. There's a place.
And long form and
Yep. There's a company that's nationwide called Comedy Sports or Theater Sports that you guys may have in whatever town or city you live in.
They actually pay their performers.
Yes, exactly. Don't let my dad hear that.
Oh. Too late.
But they do, short form games, and there's a ref, and it would say you're on one team and I'm on another, and we'd both come up and we get a suggestion and go back and forth.
Right.
So this is more of a short form competition.
Oh, yeah.
And people submit to be in this competition, and they pair you together with 3 other people, right? So random teams of 4.
Oh, so this is similar to when I did the improv team tournament at Westside.
I don't know.
And they put teams together, and I gave us a team name, and then they competed.
Maybe, yes.
Yeah, very similar. That's awesome.
So, but because of the namesake of the charity being the Painted Turtle, one of the requirements is for the team name, it has to be an adjective and an animal.
Oh, cute.
Okay. So every year people go all out. I'm sorry. Should we stop or that doesn't?
What, for the plane?
The dog.
Oh, it's so cute that you're just now noticing that. Thank you, Alan. Since day 1 we've recorded in my house, that happens. And I go in and I use my healing tool and try and pull out as much dog barking as possible. And you're like, oh my God, this is just happening. Should we stop? Adorable.
It sounds like a bloodhound.
Oh God, it's because they just got roosters. Apparently, we found out when we were sitting on the porch.
Well, your neighbor really did just get a rooster.
Yeah, I know. She told me she got birds. There's a difference. I mean, I know technically a rooster's a bird, but come on.
Excuse me. That's what she said. She got birds. That means you got a parrot or a parakeet.
I thought she got parakeets. Apparently, she got chickens. But I was telling you out in the green room dump that for the last several nights, I've thought how funny I was because I was like, there's a bird couple that gets in a fight every night at 10:30 and they're fighting. Well, now I realize it's chickens.
Roosters.
But it sounds like they're a couple.
Well, that's probably a hen and a rooster.
Yeah, they sound like a couple going back and forth.
Wait until she's in heat, which will be daily when she lays her eggs.
I've got other neighbors that have roosters. I'm kind of used to it.
Okay, I am so sorry for my digression. The point of it is, literally, before this competition even starts, the fun happens with these team names and the posters. And when I tell you people go all out with their costumes, with their
costumes.
Yes. Okay. So, for instance, I'm going to tell you the 2 teams that made it to the finals for the next night. This is 2 examples of many. One was called Macho Mantis.
Oh, cute.
So they were all dressed like Randy Macho Man Savage.
Amazing.
The team they went against was the Will Ferrell Cats. Okay.
That's very
I already
funny.
love them just for the
I
name.
hope they tweeted him.
You know what? I hope they did too.
I hope they did, yeah.
Because when they walked out, I was like, I can't. I never expected this. The first guy came out, when I tell you dead ringer for Will Ferrell as I Need More Cowbell, the exact outfit, the exact gut, even the way his shirt came up on him, the beard, the hair. He played the cowbell. I was screaming. Then a guy came out as Ron Burgundy playing his jazz flute.
Amazing.
Then a guy came out as Craig, the Spartan's cheerleader.
Of course.
And then a guy came out as him as Elf. And the thing that tied them all together, they all had cat ears.
Amazing.
The Will Ferrell Cats.
Where were the women, though?
Brilliant.
How come there was no women?
There was women, not in either of those groups. There was sadly like a smaller amount of women that played this year. I don't know if I don't think there was anything to that. Just sadly, maybe more people couldn't sign up as usual.
Right.
Oh yeah, there was the Dalai Lamas.
Amazing.
Okay. I mean, I can't explain to you. I took pictures of all of them. They're just, oh my God, holy quail instead of the holy grail. And they were all wearing like chainmail. And somebody on the team is clearly an artist and made hand-cut wooden shields.
Oh my God.
And painted a quail on each of them. And then like whatever that particular person going to battle's family thing was, and a little symbol. I mean, absolutely incredible.
That's amazing.
The comma chameleons, COMMA chameleons. Oh my God, I love it.
I love, like,
it made me so happy.
When reporters use puns in their articles, you know how angry that makes me. But something like that, like good fun pun is good.
I love it because, again, even though, yes, it's a competition, there is a winner, if you will. The winner being that everyone's a winner that's in this competition. I'm not being cheesy by saying that. There's also money buckets when you go out, so you can put money in whatever team you want. So one team out of there's 18 to start, 7 get to advance, and then the 8th team gets to advance, and they're fine with it by bribery, meaning whatever team had the most money put in their box automatically gets to go to
that's so fun.
So I love that again because, the money's going to charity? Yes. I'm more than okay with that. And that's why it's like a known thing. Everybody loves it.
Oh, that's
You go out of your way to try to have your team raise the most money for that charity.
I love that.
It was so fun. Oh my God, what a delight.
That is delightful.
How was your week?
Well, my story's going to go a little different. My week was fine. I finally took your advice. I took your advice.
You went to Europe, I see.
Yes. Picked up a terrible accent. Don't even know what nationality. Oh my God. My mouth is out of control today. We're going to talk about that a little later. But I went and saw The Joker on the big screen.
Oh, okay.
And I will say I did enjoy it. I think that the cinematography is incredible. And I think there are some iconic images from that film that will be iconic for the rest of our lives. Yeah. I know that's what iconic means. That was a little bit redundant. But like that doesn't often happen all the time. You know what I mean? But him coming down the staircase. Yes. I mean, come on now. Yeah. Like, there's a couple of moments where I was like, holy cow, this is incredible. And I definitely think Joaquin Phoenix is like the American version of Daniel Day-Lewis. I think he's probably super bonkers in real life, like weirdo bonkers, but extremely talented. Right. And so when I went into it, I was like, I get it. It's one of these big performances that's over the top. Okay. And then I was just like sucked in. So good.
It's not what you're expecting, right?
And
especially just by virtue of it being called Joker and it's, quote, part of it's an origin story.
Yes.
It's a standalone movie, don't
really
you agree?
is,
You don't have to have even heard of a comic book or know what Batman is. And,
it's the story of a man, a broken man.
Yes.
And you had said to me in a green room dump, you never think that you would ever feel sorry for the Joker until you see this movie. And that's so definitely true. Yeah. It's a tough one, but very good. But my experience, so we all know I have issues at the movies. Now, this one is an example of, okay, Dana's got her limits. She knows when to stop, okay?
Yes.
Because we went in, I went with my friend Gracie. We brought blankets like I do and snacks.
Did you just say blankets?
Jessica, what's wrong with you? You don't bring a blanket?
What's wrong with you?
You don't bring a blanket to the movies?
No.
It's freaking cold in there.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Is hilarious.
I'm paying $18 to go see a movie with a recliner and I ain't going to bring a blanket? No, ma'am.
Do you try to at least hide it in a tote bag or is it just rolled up under your arm?
Oh, yes. Heaven help me. I have no shame. I walk right in. Half the time it's not even folded. I legit keep a blanket in my car.
Wrapped around you?
In my car.
That's fine for emergency.
It's my movie blanket in case I randomly decide to go see a movie. Most of the time, like if I go with our friend Thomas, he's my scary movie buddy.
I know that he is not okay with the blanket. I don't
think he would not be happy with it.
Of course he wouldn't.
I don't take it. And I'm telling you, the last time we went to see a movie together, I was freezing. And he was like, yeah, it's generally cold in a movie theater. And I was like, well, normally I bring a blanket, but I was afraid you would get embarrassed. So I didn't. He's like, yeah, don't do that.
I knew it.
We went to see Dr. Sleep and my teeth were chattering the whole time, not from fear, from being freezing.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so we go in. We had already chosen our seats. Oh, Jessica.
I just snorted. Sorry.
So you choose your seats on the screen. And we went to Cinemark North Hollywood because it's cheap during the week, during the days. They have recliners, which I don't hardly go to a movie without a recliner anymore.
Nice.
And so we chose our seats at the back. They're smaller theaters, so if you sit at the back, you're not too far away. So we chose our seats, and there were only like 7 people in there because it was a weekday, and the movie's been out for a few weeks now. So we get into the theater, and there's a man sitting there. And he goes, oh, sorry, am I in your seat? And I go, well, we have 9 and 10. And he goes, oh, okay, cool. And he removes his motorcycle helmet from one of our seats, but doesn't move. It's practically an empty theater. Okay? So we all have our feet up. The trailers are playing, and he starts doing the male foot wag. Do you know what I'm talking about? Where they shake.
Oh, you know
their foot,
I can't handle it.
and they don't realize they're doing it. But all of our recliners were shaking, and I could hear it.
Do you remember when I just like the way you did? She's right here.
Yes.
And clapped over your head.
Yeah.
I did that in someone's ear. Remember when I went to Paula Cole at the Grammy Museum earlier this year? Because she was filming.
Yeah.
And somebody was shaking. It was the whole thing. Okay, go on.
So I go, because I do my passive aggressive warnings before I legit lose it, right? So there was a silent part after a trailer, and I lean forward, I look at his foot, and I go, no. My friend Gracie literally hid under her blanket. He heard me and he stopped, but it did pick up a few more times in the movie. However, I did not say a word, Jessica, and here is why. That man was legitimately psychotic.
Oh, no.
He kept laughing at all the wrong places when the Joker would laugh, but it was like not him. It was legit. He was just weird. And I was like, oh, there's an imbalance here, right?
Oh.
And he would murmur like, yes. And then when he would laugh, he was sounding like the Joker.
I don't like it.
And I leaned over to Gracie and I was like, I have 3 escape routes already planned in my brain. If he even begins to stand up or turn towards you, we're out of here. Okay? So I did not harass him the rest of the movie. Then about 3/4 of the way through the movie, he stands up. I'm ready to run, mind you.
What?
He stands up and goes back to what I'm assuming was probably his original seat. And then because these are recliners, they have 2-seaters where you can lift the middle armrest and snuggle. So if you want to go to the movies with me, just let me know. So he went back up there and he laid down and fell asleep and was asleep when the movie ended. And he was so odd that he made other people in the theater nervous. A couple of other women like moved to the back of the theater right by the door and were like glancing over at him because I think we all literally thought this is going to be the guy that wants to have the moniker of the man who lost it in a movie theater during Joker.
God.
So we get out of there after the end of the movie and we go to the restroom and I'm like, that was crazy, right? Like normally I'm pretty sassy mouth, but I was like, this guy's dangerous. Like,
freaky.
And so we come out, he has woken up and he's waiting in the lower lobby for us to come out of the bathroom. And he's like slowly putting stuff in a backpack and he has his motorcycle helmet and he looks at us and he smiles as slow as possible and goes, hi girls.
Nope.
So that was my Joker experience.
I'm surprised that you could stay in. Like, that surely ruined the experience for
I'll
you.
be honest with you, it kind of heightened it.
Oh my God.
Because I was legit nervous.
Yeah.
I contemplated leaving a couple of times because I was like, there's something not right here. I could feel it. You know,
I do not like being in movie theaters when there's not a lot of people in there. It actually makes me uncomfortable. I like it to just be packed and we're all just looking at the big screen.
No, because then people are going to annoy you and talk and whatever. But then, of course, that happened with this guy. But, you know, the last guy I clapped at and told him not tonight. This guy, I was like, he's going to slice me from my belly to my eyeballs. I can't say anything to him.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so that was, I guess my week was it was the most startling thing of the week.
So creepy.
But great movie, guys.
It's very sad, right?
It's really sad, yeah.
How was Dr. Sleep?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like the idea. I also watch Castle Rock on Hulu, which is Stephen King, like all of his worlds kind of come together.
Right.
So yeah, I did that. And then I just finished American Horror Story this week. The season finale was on. Did you watch it?
I gave up after the second episode.
It was a little weird.
Yeah.
It was like mixing real life with fantasy because Richard Ramirez was a character.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And he was a monster.
He was horrible.
Yeah.
And
so
has a line of, or at least, is he even still alive?
in the show?
No, in real life.
Oh no, I think I want to say he passed away.
He usused to have a line on a daily basis of women waiting to
All
get into the prison
time.
to meet
All
with him, and
the
I've
time.
never understood that.
He was up here in San Quentin. He was a monster.
Creepy.
Yeah, weird. Anyway, wow.
I don't like that.
Are we still
You know
doing
what
a
I've been
show?
doing? Watching the movies that have come out of the vault from Disney.
Right?
That's where my mind is these days.
We've done Little Mermaid, Cinderella, Snow White.
Oh.
All the old ones, you know, that Henry's never seen.
Oh, we had never seen Snow White? Did he like it?
Yeah.
Did he like the dwarfs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But everything's been locked up, so he's never seen all of them.
It's so beautiful watching the old movies, how they were drawn. And
They're gorgeous.
even just in watching Jungle Book, no joke, I'm like, the credits were quite long like they were back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Now, the credits are part of the movie, right? And people
Right.
have fun with it, whether it's animation or live action. But I really appreciated the music, and I was talking about it with some of my coworkers, and they were like, well, back then, like, they would bring in, like, a whole orchestra or jazz musicians to play for that. And I'm like, I never thought about that. Like, now even a lot of music, I'm sure, is computerized, but, like, for the King Louis scene and all that, they're using, like, a New Orleans jazz band.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's fantastic.
I used to have the record, I told you.
Yes.
The like ding, and you turn the page, and then all the songs were
Weren't
on
those the
backside.
best?
Oh,
The
love
Disney
them.
records when we were kids. Oh,
We
God.
just recently got a record player finally. It was a rap gift that Dan Tipton got. And so I haven't unboxed it yet, but I want to find all of those old things for my son because we had a
eBay.
million of them. Do you think?
Yep.
Okay. That's what I need
the
to
kind
do.
of stuff. I wonder also, it's worth trying Amoeba Records.
Oh, maybe.
Because they have aisles of records and they have aisles of dollar records.
Yeah. I need to go look.
I've found some that truly, I'm like, I don't even care if this record works. I'm buying it just for the album cover to give someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
totally.
bet they have that because I know they have all the old VHS movies and stuff.
wow.
And they're a record store. So if they still have VHS tapes, I bet you they have those.
Those story
You would
records.
love 'em.
Yeah. They're so cool.
Oh, God. They were great. And they had the book that came with them. It's, oh, yeah, I love it.
Amazing. Are we doing a show?
Another movie review from Dana and Jessica.
Well, now that we are 29 minutes into the episode, sorry guys.
My God, instead of SOS, LOL. Oh my God.
Well, let's go ahead and get right into our rants,
Let's
just
get
real
right
smoothly.
into it.
I believe that you were up first with a rant from a listener.
I am up with a rant from a listener. Hello, ladies. I've been waiting to write to you for a while now, but I have such a huge rant that I decided now was the time. I'm an old school AWP listener. And for those of you who don't
Nice.
know, that is podcast Dana used to be a guest. I mean, a guest.
It was my first
I almost said a guest host.
podcast ever with Allison Royer.
Yes. Oh my God. Absolute worst podcast. That's what AWP is. I'm an old school AWP listener, and I am so glad that you two have this podcast because it just makes me so happy to listen to you every week. Here goes. I lost a bunch of weight almost 3 years ago and managed to keep it off for about 2 years. It was really hard work, and I was so proud of myself, but then I hit financial troubles and had to quit my gym, and health problems have since arisen with my thyroid. Basically, I fell off the weight loss wagon and climbed onto the weight gain one. I had originally lost 70 pounds and have gained back about half of it. Well, let me tell you, people at my workplace certainly know how to make me feel inadequate about it. When I was losing, everyone was always mentioning how good I looked, and now that it's coming back, some people have had the audacity to tell me, quote, "Oh, you're putting that weight back on, eh?" One woman even said, "I don't want to see that going back on there," while patting my fat roll.
Unbelievable.
I cannot. It is not your business, people. When I was lighter, I was going to the gym 3 to 4 times a week and having smoothies for breakfast and lunch while dreaming about real food all day. I love to eat. It is freaking hard to stay thin, and by thin I mean 180 pounds on a 5'9" frame. Oh girl, I feel ya. I hated it when people mentioned I had lost weight because it put an expectation on me to remain smaller, and now that I've gained some weight back, I feel like a failure, and I don't need anyone commenting on it or touching it.
Yes.
For God's sake, keep your comments and hands to yourselves. You never know what someone is going through. What if the reason I had been losing weight was because I was sick? I hate thinking about calories and exercise every day. I'm living this life to enjoy it, and goddamn it, if I want to eat dessert every day, well, maybe I will. But it certainly isn't anyone's business but my own. Thank you for letting me vent. Love you gals so much. XOXOXO, your listener friend in Montreal. P.S. Jessica, next time you're in town, email me and we'll go get some delicious vegan food.
Amazing.
There's some real gourmet places that opened up. Dana, I won't invite you because you've made it clear about how you feel about vegan food. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I don't want to go. I'm sure I would enjoy the company and not the food. Okay, you know what? I am on your side.
Yes.
I wish that I could be with you when you're around your coworkers because that is so completely unacceptable to me on every level.
Yep.
And I'm going to get a little vulnerable here. Which, you know, some people who have listened to me for a while, I went on a vulnerability tour a couple of years ago and it's real rough. But this is something near and dear to my heart because people who know me know that I have struggled with weight my entire life.
Same.
And I have been smaller and I have been larger. And here's the thing this is a PSA to someone who doesn't understand weight issues, okay? Yes. The things that you say to a person when they have lost weight, if they gain it back, they will never forget what you said. So I think I've talked before, like I had a guy say to me one time when I was at my smallest, "Oh my God, you look incredible." And I was like, "Oh, thank you. You know, I'm working at it, whatever. We should hang out." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "No, seriously, we should hang out." And I was like, "No, I don't think I'll ever speak to you again," you know? Or like when I was thinner, people saying things like, "I've always thought you were beautiful, but you just absolutely shine so bright when you're thin." Okay, well, guess what? I'm exactly in this person's boat. I lost about close to 70 pounds last year, and I've probably gained half of it back just in the month of October because I keep taking candy to bed. But you never forget those things people say because they tell you the truth about what they think of you. So like I have a friend, an acquaintance that when I was smaller was speaking about another friend of ours who struggled with their weight and shared with me, "I think overweight people are disgusting. They literally disgust me," because I was not in that category at the time. Well, I am now. And do you think I'll ever forget that person saying that?
No, of course
Never.
not.
And I know that's how you think about people who are like me because no matter how small I am, my mentality and the core of who I am as a person and the struggles I have with food and the reasons I have struggled with food do not go away, no matter what the scale says. Totally. It never changes. So first of all, it's the same with like, don't stick your nose in people's business about what they're eating, what they're wearing. It is none of your business. And don't you ever talk to me about my weight or touch me. Are you kidding me?
Especially when it's unsolicited.
And I know that there's a generation where that seemed okay. And I've talked about this before too, where weight is the last acceptable prejudice. Where like, It's still okay to make fun of a fat kid, or it's still okay to poke fun at fat Americans.
It's always that they're disgusting and what's wrong with them and why can't you control yourself.
Exactly. And the thing is, it's not necessarily, we all love eating, yes, but I use food is my friend, it's my confidant, it never judges me, it helps me celebrate, it comforts me when I'm sad. Like, there's a lot of emotional and mental things that go along with an addiction.
Totally.
And I think for me, food has always been a tool of hiding and escaping and not dealing. So there's a lot that people don't understand. And when people say they think of people who have weight issues as lazy and dirty, first of all, people who are overweight are not necessarily dirty. There are skinny people that are the nastiest people I've ever seen. But lazy, I beg to differ, because we are trying to constantly overcompensate for what people's initial snap judgment of us are. Overweight people are some of the busiest, taking on more than they can handle people because they don't want you to think that about them.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And if someone has lost weight and they're starting to gain it back, you are literally putting a blade in their eyeball covered in lemon juice. If you are pointing out to, you think they don't know?
Right.
You think I don't know when I put on a pound?
Exactly.
For as hard as I have to work to get it off?
Sure.
Because I know first of all, it's a little hereditary. Weight issues run in my family up and down. Okay. Also, I'm aware of it because of my career. I'm constantly in the public eye, pictures. I'm like, that's what I look like? Horrible. But also, I beat myself up about it way worse than you ever could. So please shut your effing mouth.
Yeah.
Because how would you like it if I was like, well, you seem emotionally damaged. Did your father leave when you were young? You know what I mean?
No, totally.
I don't want to see you getting sad, pat, 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 just because you don't have a daddy.
Oh my God.
I mean, come on.
No, really.
It's so abhorrent to me that anyone thinks they have the right to comment in any way about another person's body. Now, if I was born with a facial deformity or something else, would you feel okay going, hey kid, you could probably put some makeup on and do a little better? No, because it's inappropriate. And it's also inappropriate to comment on someone's weight, period. I don't care if they are old, young, male, female, because it happens to men just as much as it does women, whether we believe it or not. Men who, it's not the same, but I'm telling you, I have some male friends in the industry who are overweight that suffer just as much torture as we do as far as how they're treated and especially cyberbullying.
That's very interesting to know because I would not think that.
I know a couple of people personally that has been an issue for them, and it's painful.
Yeah. Well, also, when you say it's the last socially acceptable form of prejudice. I couldn't agree more, and I've said this for years to people. Every other addiction that exists on the planet is not something that you need to. Nobody needs alcohol to live. Right. Nobody needs drugs, meaning hard street drugs, to live. Nobody needs gambling to live. Nobody needs sex to live. Nobody needs to shop to live. Nobody needs to steal to live. Right. You have to eat to live. And honestly, the only time where it was like taken out as a problem from my life was when I did a liquid diet years ago because it took food out of the equation.
Well,
right? I just didn't eat. I literally poured powder, 100 calorie packets of powder into water, or I was actually pretty cracked out at the time. I was a manager at Anthropology, and
I remember when you did that liquid diet.
Yeah. I would get like a venti Americano, pour that disgusting powder in there, mix it up, and I was flying high for hours on my 100 calorie packets and my caffeine. I lost 80 pounds in 6 months. I gained back every single pound of it because it wasn't teaching me how to eat,
healthy. Right? And also, like, one of the reasons, even though it is in my family, I also know one of the reasons I have a very slow metabolism, and I don't have thyroid issues. But what I do is, because I'm consistently worried about being overweight, I get busy during the day and I don't want to think about food. Yes. So I will go for hours without eating.
Same.
And then I'm starving too late at night because we know I'm a night owl. Like, there's a million and one excuses. Everybody has their reasons. Do I wish that it wasn't a struggle for me? Absolutely. Is it always going to be a struggle for me? Absolutely. Yep. And I have to figure out how to maneuver around that, remain healthy, spiritually, mentally, and physically. Yeah. And I don't need your judgment or your opinion because you don't know what it's like to live in my brain or my body. And you don't know, like I told you, I went through a phase last year when I did lose all that weight where people were like, oh my God, you look amazing. May I ask, what are you doing? And I literally went, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just depressed. And that was the legit truth.
Yeah.
And I think people are like, listen, food is not an addiction. It's not the same as alcohol or drugs. Well, that's what people said about alcohol and drugs for a long, long time.
Of course.
It releases serotonin in your brain. It's been scientifically proven. You go to McDonald's, you get a high off of that, because of the chemicals that are in our food and things. Like, you don't have to believe it and you don't have to subscribe to that mentality. But what you do need to do is respect other people's privacy. Yeah. And don't you dare put a freaking finger on somebody's belly if they're pregnant, not pregnant. Don't you ever touch somebody.
I know.
And I'm sorry. Don't talk about people's weight to them unless they bring it up to you.
Yeah.
Just
I've had strangers comment on my weight.
Me too.
Over the years.
Oh God, all the time.
And sometimes
I've shared with you guys that I've been bullied online, and I'm like, legit. I'm just got hired to do a job. Do I go to your job and say, boy, you sure are fat and bald?
Right.
No, I don't.
It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah, and it's also, I don't want to spend too much more time on it, but it's also something we need to start talking to our children about. In the same way that we have shifted our children's mentality about worrying about the earth and taking care of our planet and all of these recyclables, all of these different, we're shifting our children's mentality. Thank God. We need to do that about how they perceive other people too, because even as kids, people are like, move fat. Like I feel like that word used in a negative context needs to be taught to our children that's not okay to do. Just like it's not okay to use the R word to describe someone with Down syndrome.
Right.
It's just not okay. It's not. Sorry, I got on a soapbox.
No.
But I'm telling you, Montreal, if I need to fly out there and go to work with you, I will light some asses up and they will never talk to you again.
And Dana would love poutine.
No, I don't.
Yes.
I know. There's duck something in it.
No, there isn't.
I swear to God, there is.
Stop.
Okay.
There is not.
All right. I'm done. Soapbox folded up and closed.
Oh my God. What do you have to rant about today?
Well, it's certainly not nearly as meaningful. So, 'tis the season. So, I actually took a break in recording to go out and get the example of what I'm going to rant about today. So, Jessica, we'll take a picture of these and share them with people. So, 'tis the season. We're all passing around colds, right?
Yes.
I got knocked down real hard, which somebody said I had just gotten my flu shot, so maybe my immunity was really low.
That can happen from this.
Because it didn't knock down my husband and son the way it did me.
And they did not have the flu shot?
No.
Oh, well, there you go.
Because I'd literally just gotten it like 2 days before we all got the plague. Okay, so look how cute these are. They're cute. Pink and red stripes, and written on them, don't touch. Because I'm going to make you...
If you see the look on my face, because that is exactly what you said. What's written on those tissues is what you said to me when you sneezed right in my face.
Apologies.
I think it's hilarious.
So I bought these, I think at Michael's, not a sponsor. Also, I love Michael's, but I'm a little disappointed in these. So I'm like, well, they're like 99 cents. They're so cute. I'll put them in my car.
Yes.
Right? I like to have Kleenex in my car. Okay. This is not a Kleenex, Jessica. So I want you guys to hear me unfold this. This is a piece of paper.
That's a napkin for cupcakes at a child's birthday party.
That is... Who can put that on their nose?
Oh my God.
That is a
it feels
piece
like
of
plastic.
It's a piece of cute paper. Like I could write a letter on this and mail it.
It feels like a plastic tablecloth.
Yes. How do they get away with calling this a tissue, monsieur? What does it say? Tissue? Papier? You say it. You're French Canadian.
Oh, it's so dark in here I can't see. Papier mouchoir.
Yeah. No. Papier sans papier. Sans papier. If you want to shave the sides of your nose off, use this.
Oh my God. That is really not okay.
It's really not. It makes me madder than I would rather buy Emergency and what's the one?
Airborne?
Airborne.
Uh-huh.
And be like, nah, I'm probably getting duped. Like that I feel better about. Like,
than unsoft tissues?
Yes, this is a travesty. This is taking advantage of a consumer.
Well, do
this
you know
is not
what
you're advertising.
I used to ask my dad, like when my dad would come, like say in college, and like people's parents would come to town, they would like take you to go get supplies. And I remember once my dad like got some really nice toilet paper. I'm like, you don't need to get that. Get this. He goes, no, that's what he's like. That feels like sandpaper. You can get it. You can spend more money and get decent toilet paper.
He's not wrong.
He's not. And I'll tell you what, I learned the hard way, and I explained to Alan once, I made some comment. I said, as long as it's not Scott. And he's like, what? I'm like, as long as you don't ever come home with anything from Scott tissue. I'm like, it shouldn't even be legal to be called toilet paper. Well, he did.
No.
And I got real upset. And he said, well, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm sorry I can't keep your toilet paper preferences in my mind.
If it's very slim pieces of lumber that you're asking me to wipe myself with,
it ain't lumber. It's like a piece of glassine that you could look through and use for a science experiment in chemistry class.
Because it's so thin?
He used it once, and he's like, okay, I'm sorry.
Dan Tipton brought home one ply one time, and it was a nice brand, but it was still one ply, and I was like, this is unacceptable.
Yeah, it was so bad that I'm like, I can't even donate this in good faith. Mm-mm. No one deserves this.
No. It's just, I can't. How dare you? And there's one, I've used two.
You should keep it in your car to clean up messes. Oh yeah, it won't absorb anything because it's made of plastic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, because then there's the 10th, and there were 12 in here. I legit, if you write to me and want one of these pieces of paper to write a postcard on, I will send it to you. Achoo.
They're so cute. It's so misleading. And it made me angry. It made me angry that I spent 99 cents on this.
I know. But still, it's like the point of it.
Like, honestly, this is so gross, but I spit into one of these, like that, your cough and stuff, and then I wadded it up, and then I picked it up to throw it away like a day or two later when I was
petrified.
No, it was still like sticky. Like there's no absorbing. I'm telling you, I might as well have went to my printer and pulled out a piece of paper.
That's really funny. And also, when I originally,
I can't handle it, and now it's getting softer because I've wrinkled it.
Oh my God. When you had originally mentioned paper tissues so hard, they feel like printer paper, I thought you were going to say you were finding them from your child or your husband around the house, like used, and then they become like petrified.
No. This came out of the packet that's hard.
Oh my God.
Do you want one?
No.
They're terrible. I wouldn't even use this as a picnic napkin.
You could use it as a placemat.
I mean, I was saying to you earlier.
That would be perfect.
Yeah. I would. Look it's double plied like that. Stop it. This is a piece of tissue paper.
It's literally a piece of tissue paper.
You guys, I just split it apart. Literally the white tissue part is the kind of tissue paper you put in a gift bag when you give a gift. Jessica, I'm not joking.
You can shred it and use it for an Easter basket.
Yes. Listen, I'm going to rip it. Listen, guys. Listen. That is not a Kleenex. That is not a Kleenex. I'm so mad.
Oh my God.
I need a cleansing breath.
I do too. Oh my God. Cleansing sneeze is more like it.
Oh my God. All right. If you're by yourself, guys, and you're super mad about people talking about weight or hard tissues,
any of it,
then we're going to take a deep breath in. And when you let it out, you can scream if you want.
Yes.
Whatever you want to do, whatever makes you feel good. Let's get all of this yuck out.
Do it.
Breathe in. And holy cow.
Holy cow is right.
All right. Well, we're moving into corners.
Yes.
You are up first with corners.
This is a new corner. It's not new, but it's a new name for a corner.
We decided we talk about this subject enough that we need a corner.
It's called Animals.
Animals. Everybody loves an animal.
Oh, I love it. Dana made her first jingle on the spot, and I couldn't be happier about it.
It'll never be the same because I can't remember.
It better be.
I'll try.
If you make up a song for this show, you best be filing that somewhere where it can be retrieved.
I don't know if those files exist in my brain.
Okay, this is like so cute that I can't handle it. This is a man that had noticed that a toad was coming up on his porch every evening.
So cute.
And so he decided to start making it hats.
Pretty, like, in-depth.
Yeah,
creative.
And they're ridiculously cute.
They're adorable. And the toad lets him put them on
That's the best part of it. The first time the toad showed up on Chris's porch, he didn't really give much thought to the amphibians since they are common in the area. But soon he noticed the same toad was returning every single night. In a spark of creativity, Chris decided that his little toad friend needed an accessory.
Yes.
How about a hat?
Yes.
I decided to enter the world of toad millinery and help the little guy out.
Up. I was just like, oh, we need to open up a toad haberdashery.
Right. Foam paper seemed like a toad-friendly material. Chris's first creation was a simple pink hat with a light purple accent. Looks like a little top hat.
The cutest, yes.
Surprisingly, Mr. Toad didn't seem to mind wearing the hat at all. The toad let this man put a hat on him.
Yeah.
However, after a bit of thought, Chris realized the pink hat didn't have enough pizzazz. He decided he would spruce it up before the visitor returned the next evening. The next version of the pink hat included a feather and a monocle.
Legitimately, it has a pink feather and a monocle.
Turn that hat into a toad pimp hat, add a monocle for a dapper pimp look,
Wait,
Chris said, which is exactly what you said. I'm
which
dying.
I feel like is not politically appropriate, but I was like, he looks like a pimp toad.
Chris couldn't stop at just one hat.
Oh my God, I didn't see this one.
He would come up with new hats for him. How about a cowboy hat with a lasso?
But that's like a 20-gallon hat with his little toad lasso. Shut up.
He looks like Channing Tatum in this one.
Oh,
he's wearing a big baseball hat made out of foam.
With the flat bill.
Cocked
sideways.
to the side. Oh,
he's a Shriner.
My God. He's wearing a full-on fez.
Yes.
Oh my God. That looks like Bret Michaels, the Poison Tour.
We're going to have to post all of these pictures in a slideshow.
Yeah, they're really awesome. But that's hilarious. I just love people doing weird, random things like that. And
it brought him so much joy. And the fact that the toad kept coming back and was like, yeah, dude, put a hat on.
Every night.
I don't care. He got a little frog buddy.
I would be really sad though, like the day, because finally a day
it came where it didn't come back.
We had a bird that nested in a tree right outside of our window that stayed there for literally like a good month, I'd say, which to me is a long time.
Yeah.
And every night, Alan and I would get each other and be like, come here, look. And we'd point, and he would be up there. It was this like fat little bird. And then just one night we went out, and he was gone.
Not there.
And I was devastated.
I would be too. I told you I have a massive cricket that for about a week straight keeps coming up on my back porch every night.
It's so
and
crazy.
It's so huge. I know it's the same cricket because it's monstrous. And I know how savage a cricket could be, but it's come back so many times. I'm like, maybe I should feed it.
Creepy.
I know, but he clearly likes me.
Except, have you read The Cricket in Times Square or ever seen that cartoon?
No.
Oh, you got to get that book for Henry.
It's cute.
It's so cute.
Crickets are savage,
It's
y'all.
about a little cricket that plays in Times Square by rubbing his legs together, and it makes like a violin concerto.
Okay, but if that cricket was your size, it would savagely eat you alive. I've watched them do it with mealworms and screamed, "Dan, get it away from me!"
They are pretty crazy and mean.
Yeah, but that froggy's
vicious,
cute.
I know, so cute.
Oh, well, I brought my corner today. It's a new corner.
Okay,
we have two new corners.
Great.
This one is based off of listeners, and we're gonna call it "Guilty as Charged."
Yes.
Chong chong. So on last week's episode, my rant was the very important and societally heavy issue of backing into parking spaces. This got a lot of response, guys, which is amazing because I asked for it and you all delivered. So I'm going to read some responses we got. Okay.
I love it.
Oh my gosh. Dana would hate me. I'm a backer inner. So the thing that has come from people writing in, people have called themselves backer inners or backer uppers.
I love it.
I love it so much. Is that a thing? A backer inner? Well, if it is, that's what I identify as. Of course, I do not do this if it's super busy and crowded because anxiety. Well, I don't know if I believe you or not. But the reason I started doing it is because when I was a woodland firefighter, we always parked with our front rants out in case we had to respond to an emergency. Now that makes sense.
Yes.
Now I do it because 9 out of 10 times my shitty battery is likely to be dead and my piece of shit car might need a jump. Also makes a lot of sense to me. So I can appreciate that one. Yeah. Also, there was a correction in here that I was like, wait, they said a wildland firefighter, but autocorrect made it to woodland firefighter. Okay, so that was the first one. Then here's another one. Hey, ladies, I have a confession. I'm a parking space backer-upper, all one word. It's pretty common where we live. There's an unwritten rule that once you pass a parking space, you need to keep going. If there's someone behind you, you have to drive straight into the space. I back in only because some people jet through parking lots, and my biggest fear is hitting a child while backing out of a space. Okay. Let's see. Sometimes parents aren't watching their kids, and sometimes small children are runners. That's true. Mm-hmm. Me personally, being a parking space backer-upper is out of fear. I'm old, and I still work out. Jessica, I promise you that I don't make those workout noises. The cat cow sounds like something that would hurt me. Great podcast, and you guys are the best. I love it so much. And then one more. Yo, I heard your podcast through The Good Place, and I love it. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. Also, I back into parking spaces because when I'm backing into a parking space, I only have to worry about not hitting parked cars. But when I back out of a parking space, I have to worry about not hitting moving cars. I get really scared when I back out of a parking space because I don't have a full field of vision. And when I was first learning how to drive, I nearly hit a car that flew past me when backing out. So I will be honest, you guys, these make sense to me.
Yes.
I'm still not super happy about it. But I get it. I get it. And thank you for your feedback.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So real quick, before we get out of corners, I want to do a shout out corner.
Yes.
So we have become friends with, if you follow our social media, we got t-shirts from Baker's family. Yes. And do you want to talk about, just briefly, in case people are new listeners, let them know about Baker?
Yeah. Several episodes ago, we did a rave about Baker and the movement that was kind of started by his mother and their entire family called Keep Baking Baker. And this is a little boy of a family that I've known since childhood, that I grew up with, the middle of 5 sisters, Tracy, and she has 2 older sisters and 2 younger sisters that are twins, and 2 of them, Tracy and Allison, have started a podcast called Welcome to the Fam.
I was going to shout out, but you just ruined it. I'm totally kidding.
Because I also can't be succinct in case you guys haven't noticed this.
I will say that again later. No,
she will talk about it. But this has been an ongoing thing with little Baker and this Keep Baking Baker as far as encouraging this little guy. You've never seen a cuter child. He has a smile that will steal everyone's heart. If it doesn't, you are made of steel, because it's just not possible.
And their family is just so inspiring and lovely.
Oh my God.
I feel like I know them and I've never met them.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And they're trying to spread awareness for 2 different diseases that he was diagnosed with within the last couple of years. And people literally around the country, and even people that have left the U.S., have been wearing his t-shirts to try to spread awareness.
So we received our t-shirts yesterday, and Jessica made stories about them, and I put it up on my personal Instagram, as well as our Rants and Raves podcast, because I have a lot of followers on there that may not listen to the podcast, and I just wanted to raise awareness. So I hashtagged one of the diseases so that people could find out information. Anyway, so they wrote to me, and this comes from, they started their own podcast called Welcome to the Family. Is that right?
Welcome to the Fam.
Welcome to the Fam podcast. You can find them on Instagram, Apple Podcasts, everything. They're such an inspiring family. I said to Jessica, they really do walk the walk. Like, a lot of people talk about wanting to be more involved with charity organizations and bringing goodness into their communities. And if there were a family that's been hit with some real heavy roadblocks in life, it's theirs. But they really do walk the walk. They're constantly involved in their community, raising money and awareness for not just them, but other things in their community. Yeah. They're incredible. So they wrote to us and said, yay, finally you got them. So glad. Thank you for being so awesome and for raising awareness for MLD and Coffin Lowry. It truly means so much to our family, and seeing these shirts brings a smile to our face in the hardest of times. With genetic testing, newborn screening, and early detection, one day no one will have to see the horrors we have seen and go through the slow, agonizing pain of losing their child piece by piece. That is our life mission. We are thrilled to have you as part part of Team Baker. Big time I am. Mm-hmm. Thanks for lifting us up, making us laugh, carrying us through tough days, and bringing awareness to so many other wonderful organizations that we can support. It always helps to get through any hard time by focusing on others. We love y'all and Rants and Raves. Love and light, the Terrell family. I've never been called a fox, in quotes. We say that more than you could ever know. Anyway, we talk about all the uplifting parts of what they do. This kind of touches on the painful parts.
Yep.
It's a reality, and nobody should have to go through that.
No.
So anyway, welcome to the Fam Podcast. This family is incredible.
Check out Keep Baking Baker. He does have a page, and people hashtag Keep Baking Baker all the time.
Yeah, and I believe they got more T-shirts in, which is why we got ours. And so you can look at T-shirts. They're so cute. Mm-hmm. I'd love to just be all over the world seeing little bakers' glasses and hair on a T-shirt. It's so precious. Sweet. So anyway, shout out to those guys for like Jessica Ryan says, our pod squad. I love shouting out other podcasts. So
totally,
they're just an amazing family. Check them out if you get a chance.
Yep, we love you, ladies. Thank you.
Okay, are we ready to move into our raves?
Yeah,
finally. I think you're up first.
Okay, so earlier I was talking about my week and getting to judge the Improv Cup again for charity, and the charity that it goes to is called the Painted Turtle. And this actually is part of the original parent organization, if you will. The umbrella is called Serious Fun, and it is a network of camps that was founded by Paul Newman in the 80s. You all know, like,
which I said, of course,
yes,
because he's done so many amazing things.
Who doesn't love Paul Newman? Okay.
Who doesn't love
Mr. Blue Eyes? Cool Hand Luke. Oh my God.
Come on.
Oh my God. Treat yourself.
Uh-huh.
Or watch the original Cat on a Hot Tin Roof with him and Elizabeth Taylor. That's some Hollywood gold right there. It's a torrential downpour. Oh, forget it.
Ugh.
But in Cat on a Hot Tin Roof and the torrential downpour, and their makeup doesn't falter, I think they might be the two most beautiful humans on the planet at that time, for that moment in time.
And he does crazy, awesome things, and he's been with his wife forever.
Well,
she's passed, right?
I think
they're both passed, but he was with.
But he was with her forever.
Well, and now he probably still is.
And he was madly in love with her.
Yeah,
very sweet. Mm-hmm. So Paul Newman, as you know, like the Newman's Own products, not a portion, 100% of the proceeds from Newman's Own goes to charity,
and they're good.
They're the Socceroonie pasta sauce. Come on now.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm sure.
I know you wouldn't like it because it's chock full of mushrooms and green peppers and all kinds of veggies.
No. What is it? Is it a sauce? Is it?
It's a tomato sauce. For spaghetti.
No, thank you.
Yeah. So the Painted Turtle is where the Improv Cup proceeds from the weekend of competition. They give all of their proceeds for the last 10 years to the Painted Turtle. And what it is a camp for kids with serious medical conditions and a place where children can just be kids. Mm-hmm. They have such an extensive network of volunteers. So not like the average person can sign up to volunteer and to be a counselor and all that. But I never even thought about this. They also have nurses, doctors, nurse practitioner.
Yeah.
All kinds of people. They have like a lead nurse practitioner and team of nurses that are there all the time, but they constantly have volunteers from week to week to help with this. Now, one of the best things about it is it costs people $0. It's one of the first things you see on their website. Experience the magic of camp for literally $0. It's 100% free always. So it takes the pressure.
That have medical issues, like that's not something they can easily do.
No. And they try to. Of course, there's different limitations on a case-per-case basis. Mm-hmm. They try to give these children a, quote, normal, everyday camp experience as much as they can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love it.
So there's a medical team, which you can read all about. There's the volunteers and how to do that, how you can donate. There's a whole section for campers and families. I'm going to read you just a little bit. And again, they have these camps all over the country. This is just happens to be near and dear to our heart because it is local and because, this local organization near us gave their money to it. There are more than 1 million children in California with chronic and life-threatening illnesses. Our needs assessment revealed more than 17,000 of those children are unable to attend summer camp due to their medical conditions. That is until the painted turtle came along. Painted Turtle has provided more than 60,000 camp experiences to children and their families, absolutely free of charge since 2004.
Love
60,000. That is staggering.
It's stunning. Right? Yes.
Each year, we provide more than 3,000 on-site camp experiences to children and family members affected by serious illness. We welcome roughly 130 children to each of our 8 overnight medical condition-specific summer sessions, up to 130 campers and family members to each of our 10 family weekends.
Oh, cool.
And over 400 guests to both our annual holiday gathering and our spring into camp events. Now, this really killed me, and I love that they do this too. Additionally, we serve 3,500 campers annually through our in-hospital program. The Painted Turtle Outpost. Outpost brings the camp experience into 22 hospital sites, medical centers, and clinics throughout California, as well as to community events.
That's amazing.
So even children that are stuck in the hospital, either forever or for a long period of that made me so happy.
It's awesome.
So please look at this site. If you know anyone that has a child with a serious medical condition, or if you personally have a child or a niece or a nephew or a friend's kid, anything, look into this. We're going to post both the link to the Painted Turtle and also to Serious Fun, which is the network of camps that Paul Newman founded. And you will find local ones throughout the country, just like we have the Painted Turtle locally for us.
Yeah.
It tells you the age requirements, and depending on the session and what they do, they may have certain developmental requirements for certain things. But you can find a session by medical condition.
So they can be with other children going through the same thing
Yes.
I love that.
And what a wonderful network for the families.
Because it's just as important for the families to get to have peace and a moment of fun as it is for the kids. Yeah.
One of my dear friends, we've talked about her niece before, little Ellen, who named the nail polish Born to Pose.
Yes.
From Kylie's Colors, and that is still available if anybody still wants to buy for Born to Pose.
That's another one. 100% of the what comes in goes
to the family. And little Ellen could use some extra prayers right now. She is having a little bit of a rough run right now. And I know that one of the things that my friend has told me, because it's about her brother and his family when they're at St. Jude's, because that's where she's been going for treatment, what a gift it was to have the common shared kitchen areas. And she said that that's how other families started getting to know each other, or somebody would offer to, whatever they're making, if somebody's making spaghetti, they make it for all the families that night, and just anything to give people community and comfort and support, and people who are going through the exact same thing as you, because usually when we're going through something bad in our lives, no matter what it is, it's very isolating.
It is,
and you can feel like you're the only one, or nobody could possibly understand. There's always somebody out there who knows exactly what you're going through.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And hopefully we find each other, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So,
that's a beautiful one.
What an amazing camp. I mean, their website's amazing. You can read all about it and maybe volunteer somewhere.
Yeah.
We have a couple of friends who used to Laura Davis and Susie Barrett, two friends that we know from the improv community.
Yeah.
Who worked at a camp on the East Coast every year.
Wow. I love that so much. It's beautiful. Well, I brought a rave this week that is pretty cool. We talk from time to time about sustainability and eco-living and lessening our carbon footprint. And I'm not the best at these things, but I really want to try, and I definitely want to raise my son to have awareness. One of the things that bothers me about learning how to, use products that are better for the environment is oftentimes it's confusing because advertising makes things seem much better than they are.
Yeah.
The whole scam with this is a fat-free cookie, and then I ate 1,400 of them and gained weight anyway. Same kind of thing.
Olestra, was it Snackwells you're talking about?
I still eat them. Sorry about it. Sorry. Love me some Devil's Food Smart cookies. Anyway, this place, it's a website called EarthHero.com, and their slogan is "Choices Make Changes." It's eco-living made simple. Shop sustainably with EarthHero.com. And there's all kinds of different, I'm just going to read to you a little bit about it. You guys can go and peruse the website yourself. It's time to change the way we shop. Collective hell yeah. We get it. Doing the right thing for our planet can be really confusing. Enter EarthHero, a place for people who want to be a part of the solution. We go the extra mile to provide you with the knowledge and options you deserve to live in a way that aligns with your sustainability values, whatever they may be. We're working hard to set new standards, raise the bar, and redefine what good for the planet really means. Every action you take in life is an opportunity to be better. When you shop on EarthHero, you contribute to a better future for us all. So they have lots of different featured products. They do the work for you. They go and find what products really are cruelty-free, really do have low carbon footprint, really truly are sustainable living. They do the hard work and they put all the products on their website. So like I was saying to you, they've got a place where you can shop all the deals. That's probably where I would start. But I was saying to you, they even have Girlfriend Collective leggings, which I had never heard of. Incredibly form-fitting leggings that divert 25 water bottles from landfills, saves 18.61 pounds of CO2, and saves 3.11 gallons of water compared to traditional leggings. Now, I legit didn't even know any of that stuff went into freaking leggings that I buy for $4 at Walmart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it's probably made from recycled materials, I bet.
Yeah, I'm sure. You can do razors, order razors. They have candles. United by Blue believes that every living creature is united by the blue of our world's oceans and waterways. We have a responsibility to protect them. For every product sold, United by Blue cleans 1 pound of trash out of our waterways. I also was perusing through here. They also sell one of the 4 ocean bracelets.
Yes, we raved about that.
That was one of our raves. They have
it's an amazing
soaps,
company.
Body oils. Everything on EarthHero is something that we're proud to use in our homes and on our bodies. We love sharing with our families, friends, and peers. That means no added chemicals, wasteful packaging, or corporate BS. Did you know that literally anyone can say that their products are earth-friendly? Here's what I'm talking about, without having the facts to back it up. Through our proprietary 5-step sourcing methodology, which there's a link, you can click on it and see what their standards are. We ask our curated community of brands the tough questions to ensure they're truly good for our planet. And then we give you all the information available so you can shop worry-free and guilt-free. Living a lifestyle you're proud of that supports a planet you're proud for should be simple. And with EarthHero, it is. So they have featured top sellers. I love this tote they have. Shop like you give a shit, but the eye is a tree. It's so cute.
I like that.
And they have cleaners, home and laundry, non-toxic. I know, right? They have everything, you guys. Pacifiers, microfiber laundry balls, like anything you can possibly think of. There's the 4 ocean recycled whale bracelet. And it's a large
the bracelet is not made out of recycled whales.
No, it is not. No, I didn't phrase that very well. Bamboo toothbrushes. And yes, this stuff is pricier than what you're going to buy in the cheap bin at Michael's, but maybe you won't get printer paper as Kleenex. So anyway, earthhero.com. I love their mission. It's time for the way we shop to change. We shop so it's easy and convenient. Do you need or want something? Just head to the store or hop online and it's yours. But here's the problem. Too much of the stuff we buy today is made without any thought about tomorrow. Our landfills are growing while our resources are disappearing. It's just not sustainable. The future of our planet depends on the actions we take today, but the truth is, it's not easy to make every shopping decision a mindful one. So what if there was a better way? The ease and convenience you're used to, but everything's made in a way that treats our planet kindly, and that's what EarthHero is. So anyway, check it out if you want. I went through the website. There's some stuff I'm definitely going to go back for. I feel good about it. I always try to buy products anyway with the bunny on it that are cruelty-free, and you know, I'm not perfect, but I really am trying to make a change. So
also, anything you see with bamboo in general, I'm sorry if you've never I had bamboo growing out of my backyard when I lived in Alabama in college. Even bamboo grows all over the world.
It
grows like weeds.
Yes.
And so many things can be made out of it. So all of this like disposable flatware, but yes, it's disposable, but it means it's compostable and
it's biodegradable.
It's amazing. So there's lots of stuff made out of that.
Bamboo products are not necessarily that expensive.
No, and they're have you ever felt like clothing, cotton, if you will, made out of bamboo? It's not cotton, but it feels just as soft as cotton. Bamboo clothing, they make a lot of baby clothes out of it now. It feels divine.
I buy those
bamboo sheets and towels.
I buy the bamboo
boards.
straws.
Yes.
And because I lose everything all the time, but you can buy a 12-pack for very cheap on Amazon, which I know Amazon is a big problem. I'm trying, guys, baby steps. But anyway, I don't feel bad if I lose them or throw them away because they're biodegradable and they're not expensive, so I can replace them.
Totally.
Because I don't know what it's like in the rest of the country right now, but there's like a ban on straws out here. And I don't like putting my mouth on a glass.
Yeah.
And then if you're in a car anyway, you're going to spill everything. So I feel a need for a straw.
Hilarious.
But I don't want to use plastic straws
But
anymore.
some companies have, like Starbucks they got a new kind of lid so that you can drink even
Out
their
of
cold
it.
drinks without a straw.
That's true. I just like a straw.
And I saw now they're not banned, but two things
You
have
have to
happened.
request it, and then I feel ashamed.
Has to be requested.
Yeah.
And then also a lot of places still have straws, but they've moved on to paper straws. Yes.
I hate it.
I hate them too, but it's important. But I want everybody to get onto the straws that are made like the gelato cups at a place by me that are made out of corn. And I'm not joking. Also biodegradable. 7-Eleven has these new straws and they feel like they feel like plastic, but they're not. They're made out of something biodegradable.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, if you're looking for an easy place to get like kind of all of that sustainable living, eco-friendly stuff in one place,
yes,
EarthHero.com kind of does that work for you. Not a sponsor. I just happened to come across them. I thought what they're doing is wonderful. I like their message.
Totally.
So check it out if you want. Jessica.
Dana.
I think that's our show.
I think it is.
Oh my gosh. Do you want to tell people how to get in contact with us?
Yes. Please follow and find us on Instagram and Facebook at the Rants and Raves Podcast, on Twitter at Raves_the, email us at the Rants and Raves Podcast at gmail.com, or directly through our contact button on our website,
www.therantsandraves.podcast.com. Who is that? Yahoo?
I don't know. That was Yahoo.
Right. So who is it Expedia.com? Who is it?
I think so. Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
But you could be.
Hit us up. Honestly, seriously though, hit us up. Okay, so I always like to end with a weekly point to ponder, something I'm really ecstatic about, something on Instagram you can get lost in for hours. I also, whatever, I go down rabbit holes. I went down a To Catch a Predator rabbit hole the other night.
Oh my God.
I can't tell you how good it feels when they catch them. Oh, I love it. Anyway, so this week I brought just like, sometimes they're just sayings or conversation starters. This one I didn't tell you. Usually I tell you. But this one I catered to you. Now, if you haven't listened to last week's episode about how Jessica likes to fart in front of her coworkers.
Oh, God.
So here's our weekly point to ponder.
Doesn't like to.
And we'll be back next week. Hey, Jessica.
Yeah?
Did you know that herringfish communicate by using flatulence?
What?
Well, apparently you found a new group of best friends. All right, everybody. We'll be back next week. Love you guys. Bye.
I can't breathe.